Hey, this is Asha. Thanks for joining me in today's video. And today what I want to do is share with you some insight on should you aim to create YouTube content and videos specifically for clicks, kind of attracting people into your videos, or focus in on the quality and trying to get your target audience. So that's what we're going to cover in this episode. Stay tuned. I know that there's a huge attraction to creating video content or just content in general that attracts people. It's kind of clickbaity. Maybe it's sucking people in that, hey, these are the types of content people want to watch. And although that may seem nice at first because maybe you don't have a lot of money, maybe because you want to grow your YouTube channel faster, maybe because that's what's getting the views, and that sounds attractive, but what would you rather have? Would you rather have, let's say, 10,000 people view your single video and maybe one person buys your product or service? Or would you rather have maybe 100 people view your video, but maybe 4 or 5 people actually buy your product or service? In the end, if money is your goal and you're selling a $200 product, obviously if you sold 4, it's more than if you just sold 1. But yes, you did get more video views. So what's important? And I think what people don't recognize is that you might see a certain number in the foreground and you see 10,000 views, but when you look at the back, behind the scenes, Backstage, that's kind of where my name resonates from, Backstage income. When you look at the money, the financial side of things, really you're making more on the back end of things and not being able to see that. So if you only had 4 people buy your product and you made $800, $200 a pop, whereas you had 10,000 views, yeah, you see the 10,000 views and that sounds great, but you only sold 1 product, you only made $200. So would you rather make $200 or $800? That's a big question, right? I think most people would opt for the $800. So when you're looking at creating content for clicks, one of the great things about doing content for clicks is it does increase and improve and grow your YouTube channel, right? Because what happens is that now you've got more views, you've got a bigger audience, and it slowly creates kind of this fire or wildfire effect, and kind of spreads your channel out into the world, into different areas. So that does sound great, and looking at it, getting the clicks is fantastic, especially at the beginning. But later on, when you really hone in and focus on your audience, okay, I think it's more important and critical that you really just start zooming in on who you want to target and attract. Because if you do that, your percentage of conversion is going to be a lot better, and that's ultimately what you're looking for. Because again, out of 10,000 views, if you got 10,000 views and you sold over here, you sold 1, and over here you sold, let's say you only had 100 views and you sold maybe 4, now you're looking at $800 for a $200 product or $200. So the views is what people like, and they see that, and that all sounds fantastic, but it doesn't really make a lot of sense when you look at the financial aspect of it, right? If you're looking at it from a growth perspective, growing your audience and growing your YouTube channel, that's a different story. So I think at the beginning, let's say you're new and starting a YouTube channel, 80% and 20, think of the 80-20 rule. 80% could be more clickbait content and 20% grow your audience. That way you're kind of getting a blend. And later on, slowly start rotating these numbers, go to maybe a 50-50, and eventually you might go the other way, where 20% is clicks or click type content where it's just attracting and building the audience, and later on 80% is really focusing in on your target audience. So you're slowly shifting that degree or percentage of the type of content that you're creating. I hope that really makes sense as far as just why you might want to do one versus the other, because when you're looking at clickbait content or just getting things that for people that are attractive, you're getting them to try and click through to your website. And if that's the case, then you really could be growing your channel. It could be accelerating your views, helping the Google and YouTube algorithm. So there's a lot of benefits to it. But the downside behind it is it may not be attracting your target audience. Now, I have a lot of great freebies regarding some of these things as well. You could check out on backstageincome.com. So just go to the freebies section. You can download a bunch of these. There's even going to be some mini courses that we'll be coming out with. But really, if eventually what you want to do is start shifting and morphing kind of that percentage of allocation of the type of content that you have, and later on create more good quality content that really hones in and targets your audience, because those are the people that are actually going to buy from you. Yes, you might see the number initially from the other content that's attracting people, but they probably won't buy from you. So have a balance eventually as you get out and start growing your channel, and later on just focus on your audience, because that's in the end the key. It's focusing on your audience. But at the beginning, yeah, you might need to boost some things to grow your channel, to accelerate it, because you're just down below in the clutter space with all the other spam YouTube channels, and just it's tough to break out of that bottom basement area. So at the beginning, do what you have to get yourself out of there, and then later on start focusing your shift more and more on your target audience and customers. So I hope you find that helpful. It gives you some insights. It's really not just about a one size fits all. It's really about understanding what is it that you're trying to do and accomplish. At the beginning, probably you need to do what you need to get the views, get the hits, and build some sort of audience. Later on, you start filtering out that audience by creating really targeted content that hones in on your audience. So thanks for sticking with me. Hope you enjoyed that video. Feel free to grab some of those freebies by clicking the link right over here, or subscribing to the channel and seeing more great videos. Thanks again, and I will see you next time.